Okay. So Jennifer, I know that the other technique that that both of us often use, and I know you do this a little bit more than me, is diaphragmatic breathing.
Yeah, I learned, thank you. I learned this technique in college. I have a degree in theater, and one of the techniques that we learned is breathing. And what we used it for was to be able to project, to be able to take our voice from the stage to the very back or the very top of the theater, and I've used this ever since. And now I've incorporated the diaphragmatic breathing into my healing practice. So what it does is activates your parasympathetic.
Pathetic.
Yes, thank you. Parasympathetic. There I go. I got it. You know, when you're in fight or flight, it's designed to bring you down. It's designed to bring you back into balance and homeostasis. It's designed to help alleviate all that stress and trauma. So that's one of the benefits is we're relaxing our body and activating the parasympathetic nervous system. And it also will help you in digestion. So if you have digestion issues, which I do, I have to do this breathing to help soothe that part of my body and to become more aware of it. And it also, breathing work improves your oxygen, which is going to improve your energy, which is also going to help you release anxiety. And oxygenating your body, it also oxygenates your brain, which helps with clarity and mental focus.
Helps with everything.
Helps with everything. So this is very simple. You want to place one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. It does not matter which one it is. So you don't need to get caught up in that. So just place one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach, because you're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to tune into our breath. So just inhale through the nose. And what you're going to do is allow your belly to expand. I know it feels weird because we're used to breathing this way and not this way. So just focus in on your breath again. Take a breath in through the nose as deep as you can go, and breathe out. And just slowly breathe in again, expand that belly. And if you want, you can hold it for a second and breathe out through your mouth. Expand your belly, breathe in, expand your belly, and breathe out. So what you're doing by doing this, expanding your belly, is you're massaging all of your internal organs. They're getting a workout along with all the other benefits. You're getting a workout. So you want to do this just slowly breathe in, hold for a second, and breathe out, and breathe in again through the nose, expand your belly, and breathe out. And that's all it is. It takes a little practice to expand your belly, because you're really expanding your diaphragm. And that's where our internal inner power comes from. So Susan, what did you experience?
I'll just say what I noticed when it lets me kind of feel and have that awareness of the belly
Yep.
expanding. And then it almost allows me, because when you let the breath go, it lets me kind of pull or push the belly back in towards the spine. And
Yep.
so you can really expel all of that energy in your belly, and all of that breath in your belly. And I noticed that just being able to feel that, and then kind of pull that belly in, was it just was it sounds kind of weird, but almost comforting
Yes.
that it was working.
Yes.
And for me, I tended to breathe out a little longer than what you had done. I don't think there's no rules about that,
No
but I
right or
just
wrong.
found that I tend to breathe out, to just because I've been doing this enough now, that I really want to get all of that air out, and that
Yep.
holding that and pushing in towards the spine gets it
Mhm.
all out, and then I can take the next breath in.
That is awesome. And what I noticed really quickly is I sit up straighter when I'm doing breath work. Um,
Yes.
by doing this breath work, you're going to feel so much better.
Yes.
And you can do it on your own, or you can do it with a practitioner like us. And I'm going to turn it over to Susan so she can talk about why it's important.
I just want to add to, because I didn't fully answer your question about how it makes me feel.
Oh, sure.
Again, fully present. Um, again, it's something about having the hand on your chest and your belly there, and I know you can do it without having that, but it literally kind of fully centers and grounds me, and very makes me very, very present, more so than the box breathing. And I think it's because it's the connection with your hands on your
Mm-hmm.
chest and your belly. And so it was even faster sometimes. This time it was faster for me to feel that grounded, centered. Okay, now I can
Mm-hmm.
move forward. I am right where I need to be. I am solid, and my full body was more, I could tell it was just more oxygenated and flowing. So just
Absolutely.
loved that. And you know what? Sometimes just asking each other what you noticed, just kind of remind your body of the value of it, and the importance of doing it more regularly, because you're clearly noticing and focusing on the value of that breath work. So I loved all of what we had just done for helping myself, and I know, those listening to us can, try and practice and see what works best for you, but literally noticing how you feel after you do it.
Oh.
And you'll notice, of course, we're walking you through these ones here, and so sometimes just, going back and listening to these as someone's walking you through, especially the 4 count breath. You can't
Mm-hmm.
you can't say that out loud and breathe in through your nose.
Right.
Well, okay, at least I can't.
Me neither.
so so I just count in my head, to be able to do that.
To do
But
that.
just be, walking through that with us here is a great way to just allow that whole practice to start sinking
And
in.
now that we've gone through these exercises and we
Mhm.
have just a little bit of taste on what they are and their benefits,